Greetings, YouTube. This is Fragments of Memory, aka the Armchair Philosopher. This is part 2 to my response to Testizel's vid, Drug Testing for Welfare Recipients. Now, I want to continue. I last left off talking about how our government is very quick to go to wars, to fund wars, to have wars funded. Many of the right-wing conservatives want these wars to go on and are constantly beating the war drum and making the clarion call to go to battle anytime we think that American hegemony or American economic interests are threatened. But we're quick to holler how the welfare system is a waste of money. Yet there has been many military spending wastes as well. I find it disingenuous on the part of these people to attempt to police the world, when at the same time we have a populace where many are still illiterate. We have a populace that many are very uneducated. And our prison systems are being filled and filled and filled. And yet we see more blacks going to jail as opposed to going to school. This, I think, is something wrong with our government. Now, I'm not advocating the government to be our nanny and make us do right. But I am saying, don't leave us to be fodder for the vultures, so to speak. So I'm also of the frame of mind that we've had our war on everything. We've had the so-called war on poverty. We've had the war on drugs. And I can definitely remember the war on drugs because I'm an 80s baby. I'm a child of the 80s. I grew up around the 1980s, of course, and Ronald Reagan was president, and his wife Nancy Reagan had all this "Just Say No" campaigns running around. I remember shows like Punky Brewster was saying, "Say no to drugs, say no to drugs." And of course, that was something that was real big. And even in my school, we had things like DARE. So I'm of the opinion that we can talk about that, but we can't talk about the military wastes. We can't talk about the men and women who sign up for the military and then come home dead. Or they come home not what they used to be because they've been traumatized by a war or some type of battle. So I just think our priorities are real messed up. I think it's really messed up that we live in a country where they'll sell alcohol to you all over the place. A liquor store in every corner in predominantly poor and especially black neighborhoods. That there'll be billboards everywhere on the highway. Drink this beer, drink this wine cooler, drink this aphrodisiac potion, drink this. And then these are things that get people to go into accidents or end up in bad situations because of the lowering of inhibitions and cause liver poisoning. We have this non-smoking campaign. We'll even try to bust you for marijuana, though there have not been many deaths associated with marijuana as there have been alcohol. Now, with that being said, I'm not an advocate for using drugs or recreational drug use. I'm not an advocate. I just wanted to point out that I do see that our priorities are really messed up. We're more worried about you getting some drugs than, let's say, you having an education or you getting drunk and getting liver poisoning or even dying in a car accident. So I think our priorities are really messed up in that regard. So drug testing, good idea. I just ask for consistency across the board. If we're really going to be serious about doing it, screen your politicians for drug use. Shoot, screen your politicians for infidelity. Now, a lot of politicians' dalliances and infidelities are coming out. So I just find it funny that our big focus is welfare is people piggybacking on the system. Well, what do you say about politicians who take favors from special interest groups? And that happens on both sides. So I'm not going to just shoot at the Republicans or the right wingers. I'm going to hit the left wingers, the middle wingers, and the side wingers too, because there is corruption even on that level. So on that side of the political spectrum. So do not get it twisted. Um, I want to say good vid, man. Good vid here, Mr. Ghetto Cyrano. Very good. I think we as blacks need to get our acts together, so to speak. This doesn't mean that I'm excusing any other ethnicity from any wrongdoings that they may have done or perpetuated against black people. I'm really pointing out that we can't stay stuck in that mode forever. We can't say the white man's holding me back from getting a job or the white man's holding me back from taking care of my children. No, you need to take care of your children. Don't let the materialism of this culture fool you. Do not let it trick you. Do not let it lie to you. It's all game. It's all hype. It's all glamour. It's all scenery. Do not get it twisted. It is none of that. So I do want to thank you for tuning in, and I want to thank you for making your vids Testizel. It gives me a better perspective on things. Just just as far as the black community, and all my vids are not going to just be focused on black issues, but because I am a black person, I'm going to speak on the black issues because that is still a part of me. Well, thank you all very much for tuning in. Take care. Over and out.